Hey guys, it's Wednesday, so it's time for another video, and it's time to learn something new. And this week, we're going to be learning how to use Spark AR. Spark AR is an open source coding platform that's developed by Facebook and Instagram, and it's used to make camera filters in their applications. So last year for my senior project, I created a few camera filters for it, and it was very fun, very intuitive, and I think it allows you to explore like a new skill that a lot of people don't know. It's a very up and coming technology, and I think it's a fun thing to learn. So today I'm going to be going over how to make a simple particle system like you see here. It's very easy, very intuitive, and I think it could be a fun thing to make. So if you want to follow along, make your own particle system, you can make your own Instagram filter today in less than 10 minutes, I promise you. So we're going to get into that, and I hope you guys stick around. Thanks. Before we get into the project, I just want to go over Spark AR a bit more. I used this for my senior project Show of Hands last year, and my goal was to create interactive filters that you could use in your camera. I think Spark is a very underutilized thing, and a lot of people could really dig deep and create such interesting effects. I made 30 for my senior projects. I want it to be interactive and for anyone at home to experience art and use them yourself. So this is a little reel of the stuff I did with it. It's very open source and it allows you to experiment, and I just want to teach you the basics today and how to make one filter, but I made a variety of them in like 2 months, and I think it's a very awesome program to learn. So I hope this is a good introduction video, and yeah, if you want to use any of these filters, you could go on my Instagram at FluffyTriforce, and they're all still available. It's crazy. They have over 500,000 impressions, which is a slight flex, but like it just goes to show you that Instagram is such like a new platform to create art with, and a lot of people don't utilize it. So I hope that this is a good introduction to it, and I hope you guys learned something new today. So that was just my senior project. I got one a little spiel of why I'm passionate about Spark AR. I think it's a very fun program, and I hope you guys learned something new. So I'm gonna go in and explain the project now. So the first thing that happens is you want to download Spark AR. I will put the link in the description to download it. It's free, it's open source. You just need a Facebook or an Instagram account. Download it, open it up. So then as soon as you open it up, you're going to get to this screen. This screen is the blank canvas. This is where you're going to start your filter. So for this project, since we're using an emitter, we're going to just start from scratch. This is a very simple effect to learn, and Spark does most of the coding for you and the logic. So you're just going to go to the left-hand side over here and go to Add Object, and then you're going to go and add a particle system. And this particle system is going to create an emitter. So now if you see on our screen here, we have the emitter and it's emitting nothing because there's no material linked to it and no image. For this, we're going to work with an image we already made in Illustrator. You guys could create any image and use that for the rest of your project. So I'm going to go with a happy face that I made in Illustrator, and I'm going to show you how to bring that in. So at the bottom left, you're going to go from computer, and then you could click on any image you want and any asset. I'm going to do this happy face, but drag that bad boy in, and it should pop up at the bottom right. And to use this image with your effect, you're going to need to make it a material. So if you click on your emitter at the top left over here in the scene, you're going to go down over here and click plus for material, and that creates a new blank material. See that it created the gray? We want to link an image to the material. So we're going to go to choose file, and since we already added our happy face, we could put that in there, and it starts emitting our happy face. Right now it's looking a little standard, but if you want to push it more, you can mess with the shader types and all of that. Face paint makes it seem like it's like blended in to the face. Standard makes it like interact with the environment and the colors. Flat means it's going to be exactly how you imported it. So I'm going to choose flat because I want the happy face to look exactly the same as my Illustrator project. And our happy face, but you want to push that more. You want to make a more interesting effect than just happy faces spawning on someone's face. So we're going to go into the emitter over here, and these are the properties we have to work with. So for the position, if you don't want it spawning right on the face, you're going to have to move this. So if you go over here, we're going to drag this up above our scene, and they're spawning up still. So over here is all of our transformations that we have to work with. So I'm gonna go and choose our angle and make it 180 to completely flip the emitter. And if you look on our scene, it is spawning down now, but it's not spawning on our image yet. So for this, we're gonna go down over here, and for our lifespan, we're gonna make it about 6 seconds, and that should bring it all the way down our screen. So you see over here, this is our scene at the top right, what our camera looks like, and we have these little baby happy faces spawning everywhere. So they're going a little bit fast for me. So you could always mess with the speed. You could go to like 10 and get a little crazy with it, and they'll be zipping across the screen. Like that is insane. Or you could go to 5, and you could just play around and get what you want. I think 0.1 is good because I just want this camera filter to be used if someone's having like a good day and they want to like use this as a face filter or use it as a lens for the front camera. So the birth rate affects how many spawn. Right now we have it on 20 and it's really covering our subject. So we're gonna go and turn that down to about 5. And as you could see here, they're spawning a little less frequently, but our happy face is a little small. So I'm gonna up the scale a bit. 0.1's a little much. That's too big. Let's do 0.2. Okay, so now we're working with something. So our position, our scale, and our rotation affects how it's going to be looking in the scene. The emitter, the type, the point makes it start from a point. A line makes it spawn on a line like this, so it'll be like alternating across the line. Plane, I believe, makes it spawn in 3D, like x-axis. And then the ring makes it like spawn in a circle. I think the ring's the most effective because it lets you have a variety of positions for the happy face, so I'm gonna stick with the ring today. Okay, so this is a spot that I really like. The speed's good, the birth rate's good. You could also mess with the angle, and then it comes from different angles. You can make it 20, and then they get more zigzaggy. You could mess with the X and the Y. They could spawn in space with depth. All of this is up to you to mess with. So right now we got our happy faces spawning all over. They're in different positions. They're in the X, the Y, the Z. And really the emitter is a great thing to start with because it already has the logic behind it and you just have to mess with it and get it to a point you want. Also, if you want, you could add a warm up. So I'm gonna do 5 seconds. So when we completely stop our scene and restart it, it already has our like happy faces spawning. So the warm-up time lets you have the images spawning before the filters open instead of it just falling right away. So you could put a warm-up, you could not put a warm-up. I like when it starts and starts coming down, so I'm gonna have no warm-up time. So right now they flutter down all over. I think our birth rate's a little high. Let's make it like 2. And look at that, we have a variety of speeds, we have a variety of different angles spawning, and I think it's a really fun filter. So also you could go down here and add spin and tilt, and all of these things are just gonna help the filter stand out more and be more than just a static image falling. So I think with the Z depth, it really adds it and like layers it instead of just being flat. So look at that, you guys have your own emitter going, it's awesome, you got happy faces falling from the sky. If you're having a good day, you could take a little selfie, have the happy faces in front of you, you could record a video. I think that's a great spot for the emitter. If you're making a personal project with this, you could always push it a bit more, but I think Instagram filters could be very good if they're simple. I made a very simple filter for my senior project and it had over 500,000 impressions. And this goes to show you that if you think it's a good idea and you stick to it, a lot of people could latch onto it and it could be a very big thing. So this is how to use an emitter, and I'm gonna go over one more technique that could be a very simple one that can make your filter stand out. So to track something to our face as well, we're gonna add an object, and then we're gonna add a face tracker. So that's gonna let the camera track the face of the person who's using the filter. And to get something to appear on the face, you're gonna wanna add an object and then add a face mesh. So right now we have our mesh, it's visible. We could cover our eyes, our mouth, we could do all of that. But right now it's looking a little crazy because we don't have anything mapped to it. So obviously you could tell that our face is moving and our mesh is interacting with it. So we're gonna go and add a material, and we could add our happy face, but that looks a little terrifying. So we're gonna move it from the object and we're gonna go and create a new material. So right now our material is this face colored white, but we wanna add like maybe some happy face stickers on the face or like something on the cheeks. So for that, I'm gonna show you how to do that and map the image you want to your face. So to map something to the face, you're gonna have to download this face texture that Facebook provides to you to allow you to see where your images are gonna appear on the face. I'll leave that in the description, but for now, we're gonna go and maybe we could put some happy faces on this person's cheeks. So I'm gonna go to our desktop and get our asset, and then we could maybe make them like a little bit smaller and appear right here, right there. You really just gotta eyeball it to get it to a spot where you want. And then you're gonna go, and right now you have it exported. So you're really gonna wanna get it to wherever you want on the face that you think looks good. I think this is a fine point. And then you're gonna go and turn the face off. And you're gonna quick export this as a PNG and save it somewhere you could reach it. So I'm just gonna call it that. And we're gonna go and jump back into Spark. And for our material one, We're gonna choose our file that we just got. And then look at that. We have happy faces on the cheek. For the shader type, you could do face paint, which really makes it like look like it's a like tattoo on your face. You can make it flat, which is just the image. You can make it standard, which it like reflects the light and mimics the scene that it's in. Or you can just make it flat. I think flat looks good. And if you want, you could also bring in your emitter and you got a crazy little happy face filter going on. And I think that is a very fun place to start with when making an Instagram filter. So I hope you guys learned something new today. This is a very simple phase 1, but if you're making a filter, sometimes simple ideas are the best ideas, and I think this is a really good place to start. I hope you guys learned something new. Spark is something I'm very passionate about, and it was just 2 simple steps, and we made our own Instagram filters. So if you want to use these for real in the Instagram camera, it takes a week for them to approve it, but usually they approve it 99% of the time. And yeah, I think this is just a great way to elevate your brand. It's a new skill to learn, and it's very simple. You get even more in depth with it. If you guys want, I could do a more in-depth tutorial of some filters, but I think these are a great phase 1 and it allows anyone to create something in just like 10 minutes or so. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna leave this project file in the description, so if you guys don't want to do this, you could just replace my images with your own images. And yeah, I just hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Stay safe, stay well. Peace.